Have you ever felt like you didn't quite belong? That your life has been harder, deeper, or more unusual than others around you? Have you ever wondered why you feel such empathy, insight, or spiritual weight, like you've lived 1,000 years in just a few decades? Welcome back to the channel, my soulful travelers. Honored to be on this journey with you again today. We're diving into a subject that crosses time, belief, and the hidden layers of our human experience. What if your uniqueness in this life isn't a coincidence, but the echo of past life cultivation? Today, we'll explore the deep, spiritual idea that those who seem different from birth, more aware, more sensitive, more soulful, may actually be continuing a journey that began long before they were born. If you've ever felt like you were here for something more, something you couldn't name but could feel in your bones, that this message is for you. Let's uncover the hidden clues of a soul that has walked this earth many times before. Let's begin with a question that might resonate deeply. Why is it that some children seem wise beyond their years? What do some people, from an early age, choose kindness over cruelty, truth over popularity, depth over distraction? That's the first sign of a soul that's lived before. I met a boy once, no older than 8. You would sit silently for hours, watching the trees sway in the wind. When asked what he was thinking about, he said, "The trees are speaking to each other." He wasn't being poetic, he truly felt it. Later, he asked his mother why people kill animals if they don't need to. "Isn't life supposed to be respected?" he asked. That child wasn't just sympathetic. He was remembering. And that's the first mark of a reincarnated soul, a sense of awareness that doesn't match the physical age, a deep, intrinsic understanding of compassion, fairness, and connection. You don't learn that from books. You remember it from lifetimes past. Here's another truth that those who have cultivated wisdom in past lives often carry an invisible weight in this one. They may face great suffering early in life, loss, abandonment, illness, isolation, and yet, they do not become bitter. They become quietly strong. If your path has been unusually difficult, if you've experienced deep pain but have always come out with more empathy instead of more anger, you may be living the echoes of spiritual karma. The soul does not evolve through comfort, it evolves through fire, through surrender, through choices made when no one is watching. Let's talk about physical and emotional sensitivity. You feel other people's emotions in your body. Do you cry when someone else cries even if you don't know why? Do you walk into a room and feel the energy instantly? Do crowded spaces exhaust you, even when no one speaks to you? This isn't weakness. This is spiritual frequency sensitivity, a sign your soul has cultivated awareness across lifetimes. Past life practitioners often refer to such individuals as empaths, not as a personality type, but as an energetic condition, one that stems from many incarnations of compassion, service, or spiritual practice. You may have been a healer, monk, midwife, teacher, silent giver. And now, your soul remembers, even if your mind doesn't. Let me tell you about Jia, a woman I met in her 40s. She had struggled her whole life with feeling out of place. Crowds made her dizzy. Hot conversations gave her headaches. But when he visited temples, forests, or old ruins, she felt peace. "I don't know why," she told me once. "I just feel like I belong in old places." She had dreams of walking through stone corridors by torchlight, healing others with her hands, chanting alone at sunrise. No one in your family was spiritual. He didn't grow up religious, but her inner world was rich with sacred memory. And the more she followed that instinct, the more her life began to align. He opened a healing studio. He learned energy work. He stopped apologizing for being too sensitive and started honoring our sacred sensitivity. That's what past life energy looks like in motion. It's not about being special. It's about being awake. Another trait common to reincarnated souls is a powerful internal compass. They don't need constant validation. They know when something feels right or wrong, not from logic, but from deep knowing. They might be poor but generous, quiet but powerful, broken but unshakably kind. They are not driven by ego, they are driven by mission. Even if they don't know exactly what they're here to do, they carry the weight of responsibility in their bones. They may walk away from high-paying jobs to find more meaningful work. They may abandon status for silence. They may refuse relationships that lack depth even when they fear loneliness. All that because their soul remembers the cost of compromise. They've lived it before. Incarnate souls are often late bloomers because they're not in a hurry to achieve in the material world. Are here to align. They often experience a spiritual awakening, triggered by trauma, loss, or a deep inner crisis. One man I know, we all lost everything at 35, Shoev, marriage, wealth. He fell into depression. But in that collapse, something cracked open. He began to meditate. He stopped drinking. He started reading sacred texts. He later told me, it wasn't the end. It was the beginning. And today, he teaches others how to navigate inner darkness with grace. If you've ever felt like your breakdown was really a breakthrough, you might be remembering your soul's deeper path. Well, let's talk about relationships. Reincarnate souls attract intense relationships, not always romantic, often karmic. You meet someone and feel you've known them forever. There's recognition in the eyes. The connection is instant, but not always smooth. These relationships often have a purpose: to resolve past karma, to teach a lesson, to unlock a deeper layer of the self. And sometimes, the relationship ends once the lesson is learned. It's painful, but it's sacred. You may have been lovers in another life, or enemies, or teacher and student. Whatever the case, these bonds go beyond logic. They're energetic contracts designed to awaken. Here's a practice to recognize your past life energy. Think of the activities or places that make you feel inexplicably peaceful or alive. Notice you're agreeing to recurring themes, symbols, or time periods. Reflect on your deepest values. Where do they come from, if not your upbringing? Observe how you respond to suffering. Do you collapse, or do you rise and serve? These are not proofs. They are echoes. And they can lead you back to your truth. Lastly, reincarnated souls are seekers. They ask big questions. Why am I here? What is the nature of reality? What does my suffering mean? How can I help others rise? They don't settle for easy answers. They don't follow the crowd. They dig deep. They learn slowly. They rise quietly. And when they finally find their path, it changes life. So I ask you, have you felt like this life wasn't your first? Have you known things you were never taught? Felt things you couldn't explain? Loved or lost with a depth that seemed beyond reason? Yes, you are not alone. You may be one of the many quietly awakened souls among us, carrying the flame of many lifetimes in your heart. Where path is sacred, where sensitivity is strength, your questions are keys. Unearth them. And please, share your story with us in the comments. If you resonated with this message, support the channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing this video with fellow seekers. Together, we remember. Thank you for watching this video.